This was a perverse behavioral experiment, treating a person like a dog to be trained. A woman was kidnapped in broad daylight, drugged, and brought to a sinister experimental facility. She was chained up, and no matter how much she struggled, it was useless. She was collared and locked in a kennel, and no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't break free. The collar was very strong. She began to scream for help, wanting to know if there were other original breeds in the kennel, but no one answered. She felt despair. The next day, someone brought a plate of dog food. He desperately shouted, wanting to know what had happened. Before he could speak, the person told him to shut up. Then he asked how to use the toilet. The person pointed to the spot behind him. That was where the toilet was. When he turned around, the person had already disappeared. He picked up the dog food on the ground and smelled it. The sourness was too strong, but he really couldn't swallow it. He probably didn't know that. The dog food would be her only food from now on. Soon, the third day arrived, and the experimenters brought in another bowl of dog food. Seeing that the woman hadn't eaten it, they took away yesterday's dog food as punishment. Another day passed, and dog food was brought in again. The woman, who hadn't eaten for 3 days, finally couldn't resist. This time, the experimenters placed the dog food 10 meters away. She tried to reach it with her hands, but she was always just a little short. The collar around her neck was choking her, so she had to stretch out her 2-meter-long legs and easily hook the dog food. Having not eaten for 3 days, she ate the dog food in big mouthfuls. But after eating, she felt a little dizzy. She fainted and collapsed to the ground. It turned out that a sweat-inducing drug had been put in her dog food. The experimenters started stomping on her, but when they found she didn't react, they took her into a sauna and washed her. The louder she screamed, the more violently the experimenters became. After washing her, they took her outside to the playground for some fresh air. A warning came over the loudspeaker. But the woman ignored it and started running. At that moment, the collar around her neck began to tighten, making it hard for her to breathe, but she still sprinted to the iron fence at top speed. Little did she know that there was a 100,000-volt electric fence on it. When she woke up again, she was back in the kennel. Just as she was wondering what was going on, she heard a man's voice coming from inside the kennel. The woman curiously poked her head out to look, and a dog's head appeared at the other end. The two began to introduce themselves. The woman's name was Mary. The man's name was Dazhuang. Both of them were tied up here. Then the lab technicians brought in dog food again. Mary, already used to the place, started eating heartily, but Dazhuang couldn't bring himself to eat it and even spat out some floral water. This infuriated the lab technicians, who rushed in with stun guns. Mary tried to be a hero, but instead, she was delivered to their death. Dazhuang didn't escape a beating either. When they woke up, they found each other in the next room. They began planning their escape. The lab technicians brought in dog food again. Dazhuang grabbed one of the dogs, knocked it unconscious with a brick, took the key from his person, and successfully unlocked the chains binding them. Just as they were about to escape, Mary knocked Dazhuang unconscious again and called the lab technicians over.